guys? Nano93 here with another video, and today, as you guys know, I just moved to Florida about 2-3 weeks ago, and for 2 weeks we didn't have our stuff. Our movers took about 2 weeks to get down here because of lack of people wanting to work due to COVID, which is totally understandable, and then a lot of people are moving from the Northeast down south because of price. It's a lot cheaper to live down here, right? So it took a while, and then for that time I had to work. I had to make a couple of YouTube videos, and I still try to be as relevant and as normal as possible and get as much work done as possible. And I wanted to show you guys pretty much, I guess, my travel edition or my mobile workstation edition of what I had with me to be able to get all that work done. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. So obviously with any video that includes tech, there's a way to move it, to transport it, especially if it's an everyday carry or a mobile workstation situation, which this basically was, right? I was working on a dining table that we bought at IKEA for 2 weeks. It was pretty uncomfortable, but again, I got all my work done. There was no hiccups in my productivity or anything like that. But to get started, we have the Timbuk2 Commander Messenger bag. So this bag I've actually had pretty much since the day I graduated college, right? It was my first big boy bag. I wanted to get myself a messenger bag. I was in New York, started working, and this one just kept getting recommended to me. And it was retails about 80 or 90 bucks, but there's always deals on Amazon. I think I got this one for like 55 2 years ago, and I'll definitely link it below in the description if you guys want to check it out. But I love this bag. Is freaking amazing. I love this bag. Like I said, it's over 2 years old. You can see that it's no wear and tear. It's not dirty. It's made out of this nice resistive scratchy material. It is water resistant when it's flapped down, and it's good to go, so you don't have to worry about biking in the rain and everything getting wet in there. Your electronics are nice and safe. It also has this cool feature that it's TSA compliant, so all you have to do is unzip this one zipper, which I'll show you guys, and lay it flat, so you don't have to take out your laptop, you don't have to take out your iPad when you go through security. And overall, it's just a great bag. It's lightweight, it's sturdy, it fits a bunch of stuff, which I'm going to show you how much actually can fit in this guy, because I have pretty much my entire life in this one bag. So let me actually show you what's in this bag, right? And I like to start from the back because that's where the big boys are. That's where the laptop flap is, the laptop zipper. So if I open this guy up, show you guys the first piece of tech that I have in here, and it is my infamous MacBook Air 2020 i5 512 gigabyte. And you guys have seen my other video reviewing this thing. I don't recommend this to many people. I regret getting this. I should have gotten a Pro after all the comments that I've seen. I definitely should have gotten the MacBook Pro and not the MacBook Air. One thing that has saved me in terms of ergonomics, right, and making sure that my neck doesn't break, is this little Moff stand. This little Moff thing that you kind of paste on the back. It opens up. It gives you 2 different viewing angles for your computer at 15 degrees and 25 degrees. It's cheap, it's sturdy. You just slap it on there. It doesn't affect circulation of airflow. If anything, it helps it. So highly recommend getting yourself a little Moff stand, or a stand to kind of help elevate your computer, especially if you're going to be at a desk all day. But that's all I got to say about this MacBook Air. You guys know what it is. And then the next thing that's in that same exact pocket is actually my iPad Pro 12.9 inch 2018 256 gigabyte version, right? And this is my end all be all. I love this thing both for creating, for my professional work, for whatever. I use this 99.9% of the time. The only reason I have that MacBook Air is because I need it for work, unfortunately, right? Otherwise, this would be the only thing I use. And you guys know that this has been my main device for over a year now, and I have zero regrets, and it's only getting better. But again, I have the iPad Pro 2018. Highly recommend, if you guys can get one refurbished, it might be worth it, but also maybe wait for that iPad Air 4 to see what that's gonna actually entail, because I do think it's gonna look a lot more futuristic than the old iPad Air, but I think they're gonna bring back, they're gonna keep the lightning cable, I hope not, but I think they're gonna keep it. They're probably gonna only do 2 speakers instead of quad speakers to again, lessen the price, because they don't wanna charge people $750 for an iPad Air and then only $50 more gets you an iPad Pro. But if you do want to go the iPad Pro route right now, I highly recommend going to the refurbished section of the Apple Store and see what they have before you get anything brand new. And then again, I have it attached to the Magic Keyboard. I have the Apple Pencil. The Magic Keyboard has been wonderful to me. Yes, it's expensive, but it's expensive for a reason. It's sturdy, it's lasting long, the hinges haven't gotten any weaker. Typing experience is still just as amazing as it was day one. And then on the actual iPad itself, I have the Apple Pencil, which has been used less and less. Honestly, it's there just to take notes, and that's pretty much it. And then, as you guys can see, I have a dbrand skin on the back, and the biggest question you guys have is if the dbrand skin ruins the magnets on the Magic Keyboard, and I can say that it doesn't, right? There it is, it's staying on, shaking it, you're good to go. The number one thing I tell people to get when they get any iPad, or honestly any device with a screen, get yourself a screen protector. I like Paperlike a lot. This isn't a sponsored ad or anything, but it's quality. But I do recommend, even if you get a really cheap one, just get yourself something that will at least protect you from the little dinks and like scratches that you'll get on it. So like anything cheap will work. I just like Paperlike because it's quality and it gives you a lot more benefits in the long run. So that's the iPad Pro 2018, and I do think Apple is going to surprise us with like iPad Pro Plus, you know, maybe in November of this year, like something crazy that'll really make people think twice about this being your real computer. So those are the two main things in the main back pocket. And as you guys can see, it's lined with microfiber, and it has an extra pocket for a smaller tablet for maybe the iPad Pro 11 or something even smaller like an iPad mini. So it's nice that everything is there and protected. And then the next thing we want to do is actually flip over to the front. So the front has these two little hooks, you know, made out of actual aluminum. You can hear that it's really nice, really sturdy. I haven't had any issues. And then also the actual material holding it together is very sturdy. Again, I use this probably every single day for a year straight, and then sparingly over the last year. And you can see that it's pretty much in perfect condition, like no wear and tear. And then this gray color hides a lot of the, you know, the dirt and the dust and all that stuff that you get, especially going through New York City. But if you flap it open, so you can actually fit a bunch of stuff in here, and it expands as you fit more stuff in here. And then if you go into the main pocket, the first thing you get is a large pocket, which is actually empty for me right now. I don't have anything in there. Normally I put a Switch in there and stuff like that, but I haven't been playing nearly as much as I used to. And then you have the main pocket, which fits an abundance of stuff. I've actually put water bottles in here, clothes in here. Especially when I was working in New York, I would bring gym clothes with me, and it would always be there. And then in terms of accessories, right? The first thing that I always carry with me is my MX Anywhere S2. This has been a tried and true. This has been around the channel since the very, very beginning. I love this device because it works seamlessly with both my iPad Pro and the Mac, and I can even attach one more device if I wanted to, because it can connect to up to 3 devices. And it's just been working wonders, guys. I love this mouse, and it works very well with the iPad Pro too, especially with the new cursor support. So in my opinion, this is like the cheapest quality mouse you can get. Obviously, there's a lot cheaper alternatives out there, but this one is like the best in terms of quality for price, in my opinion. The only thing that I don't like about it is that you charge it with micro USB versus USB-C, which is kind of annoying, but again, I've only had to charge it maybe 3 times in the last 2 years, so highly recommend Logitech mouse, guys. And then there were a couple of occasions where I had to do some data transfer for both the MacBook Air and the iPad Pro, so I did have my Anvil USB-C drive with me at all times. I didn't have my USB-C dock, which I had behind me, so this, I made do with this, and this thing, again, works very well built, made out of that space gray aluminum. And this is one of the few hubs that actually doesn't heat up after having it connected for an hour or two. Like, it stayed pretty cool to the touch, and I was impressed with it overall. I've gone through so many USB-C dongles that I think I finally found one that actually works. And you get 9 different ports, so USB-A 3.0, SD card, micro SD card, Ethernet, HDMI, 3 more USB-A ports, and then a USB-C pass-through for power. So that's the Anvil one, and it comes in this nice little like faux leather case. And then I also have this little thing that I got at Brookstone years ago. It was probably a stocking stuffer. It is a can opener that has a carabiner in here, which I'll show you guys. And then also, it is a hidden lightning cable. So it's there for emergencies, which I absolutely love. And then inside this main pocket is actually one more zipper. And in here I just have a couple miscellaneous, accessories that I was using pretty much every day, right? The first two are actually those 2 USB-C Satechi chargers, one for the Apple Watch, and then one for the AirPods Pro. Because what I would do, which I'm going to show you, which is kind of like an honorable mention item because it doesn't fit in here, but I did use it every day when I got it here. I'll show you guys that in a second, but I would use that to charge obviously my Apple Watch and my AirPods. And then again, I've shown this before, it's just a little cleaner that I like to have on me, especially for the Magic Keyboard on the iPad Pro. I like to use a little bristles here just to clean everything off towards the end of the day, just to make sure no nastiness gets in there. Try to keep it as long as possible. And then for my audio, I just have my AirPods Pro in this Pitaka case. AirPods Pro, amazing. Even though sometimes there's a slight amount of connectivity issues, I'm willing to deal with it because they're just so convenient most of the time. And then also, you do have 2 side pockets here, so you do have a pocket for a water bottle. Keep in mind, huge water bottles are not going to fit in here, especially if this thing is loaded up. And then on the both sides, you actually have 2 more zippers, so if there's anything in this one actually goes all the way across, which is nice. So you have extra room here. There's nothing in there for me. And then here is just one side one, which is meant for your glasses, if you want. But what I put in here was actually my charger. And this one's by Rav Power, and this is what I've been using the entire time since I've been here. I put little rubber stoppers here so I can kind of put it on the desk and it won't move. But it's a 65 watt, PD fast charger. It does have its own proprietary connector to go to the wall, as you guys can see. So like a PS4 or Xbox connector. But on the front, you get 2 PD USB-C ports and then 2 USB-A, smart 3.1 charging ports. So all in, it's amazing. Like this charged my iPad Pro and the MacBook Air simultaneously. It also had an iPhone plugged into it, so this is great because you have ports for literally everything. And it gives you the best of both worlds between both smartly charging and quickly charging your devices. So this is what I've been using to charge pretty much everything. And look how small it is. This is 65 watts, guys. It's really, really tiny. And that is pretty much everything that's inside of this Timbuktu bag. Like I said, I did want to throw one more honorable mention, so hold on a second. So look at this beast. So this is also by RAV Power, and you're probably asking like, why did I need to use this even though I was at home already? It's because the dining table that we had was kind of in the middle of everything, and I didn't want wires going against the walls and tripping up my wife while she was unpacking everything. So I used this guy. This is RAV Power. Let me read the name for you guys. It's a RAV Power PD Pioneer. And guess how many milliamp hours are in here? I'm gonna pause for a second. Comment below if you guys can guess how many milliamp hours are in here. But this is 70,000 milliamp hours, which is pretty insane. Like, it literally feels like a car battery. This is something that you probably put in your car, have it charged up when you go camping, or again, like if the power goes out, if you're in an emergency, because you have 2 full AC output ports, right? Which is unbelievable. So you can charge pretty much anything at any speed. So if you have a 100-watt charger, you can plug it in here and you'll be fine. Because this pushes up to 250 watts, which is unbelievable. So again, 2 full AC outputs, and then on one of the sides you have 1 USB-C PD, and then 3 USB-As, with one of them being a 3.1 charger. So you do get fast charging on one of them, but they're all smart ports too. And then on the other side, you have the DC in, which is how you charge it. So you do charge it with a proprietary, tunnel charger. And then you actually have a DC output, which I don't really know who would use that, but it's there if you need it. So it's probably something industrial. You also have a flashlight whenever you're in a pickle right here. And then again, your LED indicator is telling you how much is it actually in there. One thing that I wish they gave you like a number percentage of how much was left in here, but there's 5 dots here, which gives you an idea of how much power you got in here. Again, 70,000 milliamp hours. Like I literally charged my iPad Pro, my MacBook Air, and my iPhone throughout the entire day, and this still had power at the end of the day. So RAV Power, this is sick. A little pricey, but if you need something like this, this is the end all be all. So that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. Like I said, this was the workstation that I used. I had the MacBook Air, and then I had the iPad Pro, which I would use either as a sidecar accessory, or I would use it on its own as well, to kind of lower the consumption and lower the RAM usage on the MacBook Air, because it just doesn't run that well, guys, unfortunately. But that was my mobile workstation. Like I said, that's what I worked with for 2 weeks without any furniture around, aside from a dining table and a stool. And it worked out for me. I stayed productive. My biggest thing is use what you have around you, whether it is for work or for a hobby or for a passion that you have. Use whatever's around you, because you can get your work done. Don't let something else deter you. Like, I could have said, hey, my desk isn't here yet. I don't have to do anything until my desk gets here. But no, obviously we have to get our job done and do what we need to do. And that's why this mobile workstation was actually pretty nice to have. And there was no real hiccups with anything at all. So that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully it gives you guys some ideas of what to bring along with you, or what an emergency little mobile setup would look like in this situation. And comment below if you guys have any of these, or if you want me to add a couple more things, or maybe some recommendations that you guys have. And for the person that actually stayed to the end of this video, here's a little Amazon gift card. Boom. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, peace.